Max here, and tonight I am bringing you guys some CEVO playoff HoN action. Co-casting alongside me tonight is going to be the infamous What the System. How you doing tonight, sir?
Doing great, ready to get another game in. We just finished our first game with the Alienware Arena tournament. It was kind of a one-sided, I would like to say, but hopefully this game will be a lot more competitive. I think we've seen these two teams butt heads before.
Yes, we have actually, and Team Liquid beat lgtt or Infernal Cry in the regular season of CEVO, but this is the playoff, so you know it's a little bit more advanced. Hopefully both teams are going to take it real serious, and we should see a great game here tonight, as both of these teams, as you said, have played before. So big shout out to Jonas before we get into things for doing the video. So always a pleasure to have you here. And on that note, let's go ahead and get into Bands Wet. What are we looking at?
Yeah, for bands we have Slither, Demented Shaman, Myrmidon, Thunderbringer, Behemoth, and Pharaoh. All typical bands so far. And now we have Torture. All these are very, very powerful heroes that a lot of people don't feel like dealing with.
Yeah, these are pretty much very typical bands. We are going to see Devo still unbanned, and a Tundra ban too. That's actually not too common, I would say, but it's a good ban because Tundra is definitely a very valid hero in team fight.
Well, that new Tundra avatar has axes. Maybe that's what they're afraid of.
Alright, so first pick's coming out right here from Infernal Cry, or lgtt. Gonna see Bubbles pick up right now, and let's go ahead actually and we'll get into lineups. On the Hellborn side, we do have lgtt, or latest and greatest gaming. And on the Legion side, we do have Team Liquid, and then if you would like to do the honors of lineups, what?
Yeah, for lgtt we have Munchkin, Dirty Mobs, Tricksta, Inzanami, and Killa Shamshu. For Team Liquid we have $5 Footlong, Devastata, Multipass, and we have two people who aren't tagged up, I guess they're ringers. We've got Giant and one person from Buckboy.
Yeah, $5 Footlong. I actually thought that was his name for a second. But definitely I think the Giant is a ringer, but Buckboy played in their regular season game. I think he just doesn't tag up, but he's part of the team. Anyway, we do have more picks underway as we see Team Liquid picking up Magnus and Flint Beastwood. Two more picks coming from the Cry side, or the Hellborn side right now. Looks like they've got Puppet and Andrew, which are two phenomenal pickups. Andrew is a superb support, and Puppet Master seems to be the flavor of the month right now for range carries. So he's definitely going to be a force to reckon with.
Puppet Master is one of my favorite carries to play also, and he's a very old school favorite, and recently he had an agility increase, you know, about a month ago, and it seems like he's been picked up a lot more, even with that just very slight change to his stats.
Yeah, Puppet Master still packs a powerful punch. And just before we get into things, you guys will have to bear with me, as I did have my wisdom teeth out, so I am really doped up on pills at the moment. So some of the things I say may or may not make sense, and speech could be slurred. But, oh, I'm so high. Anyway, we're waiting for two more picks to come on the Legion side. Team Liquid looks like they have Pyromancer and Glacius right-clicked. And those are two phenomenal heroes as well. I love Glacius. He's got a lot of lockdown. He's got the freeze. He's good in tri-lanes, and so is Pyro. Pyro's a great hero to pick up.
Yeah, Pyromancer's a lot of fun to watch play. He's one of those really interesting portal key heroes where you might be looking around the map trying to follow the action, then suddenly someone dies, and you're like, oh, Pyromancer just ulted someone.
Also, I've been talking to a lot of players that play in teams, playing competitive, and Dr. Repulsor, as people notice, if you're not aware, he does not get played very much anymore. He's very easily countered. Everybody figured out the way to counter him, so he does not get banned, and he does not get played anymore. Very rarely will you see Dr. Repulsor get played. So just in case people weren't aware of
He's a very powerful hero, but he almost always has to go Shrunken Head, which pretty much does nothing for him since he needs a lot of mana regen to be useful. He either needs a huge mana pool or a lot of mana regen. And yeah, that's a real problem when Shrunken Head doesn't actually give him much utility other than being magic immune. Because without Shrunken Head, the way to counter Dr. Repulsor is just get Witch Slayer, and a lot of people pick him up anyway.
Yes, indeed. We are waiting on 2 picks for the remainder of the Infernal Cry lineup, and Chipper joined the Team Liquid lineup over there. I love Chipper. He's really good. I love those rockets. Man, he can drop people with a quick rocket barrage, and the tar pit down, and his ult is just phenomenal, especially if staffed. So Chipper is always a fun hero to watch in these games as well. An interesting right click over here by Inzanami. He looks like he might be picking up Arachna. I'm not sure if that is going to be the way they're going to go. I mean, Arachna is another carry that you already have Puppet. I mean, do you think it's wise to pick up another carry like Arachna?
I really like Arachna. I think he can fit into teams very well because he's very good at ganking. But we do see a very sudden switch over to Wretched Hag at the last minute. So it looks like they're going to go for the solo carry with some very strong teleporting and ganking heroes.
Now, if I am not mistaken, there we go. We should see the swap from Killishamshu and Tricksta, as Tricksta does play Hammerstorm quite a bit, and we do have a phenomenal team right now on both sides. Bubbles, Wretched Hag, Hammerstorm, Andromeda, and Puppet Master taking on this Magnus, Chipper, Glacius, Pyro, and Flint Beastwood. I cannot wait for the tri-lanes wet, as there's going to be some ganktastic tri-lanes.
Oh yeah, it's going to be really exciting to watch. And I'm kind of still wondering how Legion team's going to go. There's a lot of ways they could go. It always seems like if you see Pyromancer picked up, you always see Magnus picked up. That double fire combo seems to be really popular. And it was really popular in the old days, where competitive play you always saw the 2-1-2. Magnus Pyromancer was a very, very popular lane.
So, do we have any predictions on what the tri-lanes may be? I mean, like you said, there is a lot of ways to go. I would expect Bubbles to side lane solo. I would expect, or we'll actually go middle, and then Wretched side lane solo, and we'll see an Andro, Puppet, Hammerstorm tri-lane.
I think Bubbles is actually a better side lane hero because he can use his Shell Surf to pick up some creep kills from a distance, where Hag, she either has to last hit or get close with her AoE. I think the tri-lane is obviously going to be Hammerstorm and Andromeda Puppet Master. It's a very deadly tri-lane, very strong, can be aggressive or defensive depending on how they want to play. For the Legion team, it's a little bit more iffy. I imagine we're going to see Chipper mid, so he can pick up his levels and be relatively safe. And I've seen a lot of Pyromancer tri-lanes where they try to focus on Pyromancer, help him get his portal key and spell shards early on. But then I really don't see Flint Beastwood doing a side lane that often.
Well, look at this, actually. If we look right here in the woods, right above Hellborn's mid tower, we are going to see 3 stun heroes. That's Glacius, Magnus, and Pyromancer sitting in there. I think they're going to go for an early gank on this mid. Whoever the mid is from Hellborn's side is going to be met with this impenetrable force of Legion heroes right here. This is not going to be good for Wretched Hag if she does not, I believe she picked up Blink. She hasn't put points into anything yet. But this might not turn out well for Wretched Hag if she's not.
Yeah, they have double stun with a slow. I guess the slow doesn't matter that much since it's Wretched Hag middle. But between all their heroes, I think if Wretched Hag isn't careful, she's going to be a very easy bloodlust. She only has 500 health.
She didn't put any points into anything yet, so we don't know if she has to teleport or not. We are seeing a tri-lane top going against nobody right now. And of course we have Flint Beastwood soloing against Bubbles at bottom. So Flint's not going to be part of this tri-lane. Here comes this force, but Wretched is going to blink out, and their gank gets foiled. So I think that was a great pickup right there. Wretched getting the blink first, which usually is what you're supposed to get. And we are going to see some of the Hellborn heroes now rallying into the woods maybe to get a gank on the Legion team. Only 2 right now. Andro putting down a ward. And here comes Pyromancer, Glacius, and Magnus. They're storming up into the woods. A slow going on this Andro right now. Wards of the creep spawn being dropped over here by the Legion team. And it looks like we're going to start getting the lanes underway as no ganks are going to come of this.
I'd say maybe a slight misplay by Glacius. I don't think he should have used his ice to alert Red Hag just in case she wasn't paying attention. He should have maybe used it just to give some extra damage.
Yeah, that did alert Wretched Hag to the fact that they were going to get. So, you know, she had time to react and blink, so definitely should have, a stun should have came first before the slow. Anyway, we are going to see creep pulling here by this Hammer Storm and a lot of antsiness going up here at top lane. I can tell both teams really want to get Bloodlust, both teams really want to get a gank on the other tri-lane. And is it strange that Flint is not taking part in this Legion's tri-lane?
Yeah, it is a little strange. It could be difficult for Flint to be solo, but he could also be a really good solo. He can get that extra range where he can't be harassed very well. And it all comes down to skill at first, because his base damage isn't that great at the beginning.
Yeah. I mean, we are seeing some great matchups, though, in all lanes, including mid, too. Wretched Hag's technically getting out-midded right now by this Chipper. We have action going up here at top lane. Those stuns being tossed out. Pyromancer getting a little too out of hand. Pyromancer's going to go down, but a stun coming out here by Pyro before he died, taking this Andromeda low. Andro's going to stay alive. Hammer's going to stay alive. And a great pickup Bloodlust kill right there by Infernal Cry, as they did pick up Bloodlust. So that was very good. A very good trio of stuns in this snare.
Oh yeah, both tri-lanes are extremely dangerous, and I think it's the advantage is going to go to whoever initiates, honestly.
You know, I'd almost have to say that the Legion team should have a little bit of an upper hand. They do have that Magma stun that can hit more than one person and has a little bit more range than most stuns because he charges forward. And then that should be able to set up Pyro stun and a Glacius freeze to a slow. I mean, so much damage. But like you said, it does come down to who initiates first, and Hammer Storm is just an impeccable hero in tri-lanes with that 2-second hammer that is AoE as well. So Hammer Storm just a beast at playing a support in tri-lanes.
Yeah, and it's also reliable, meaning that he's not going to miss it. Technically, Pyro and Magnus can still miss their stuns because they're based on where they start the stun at. Where once Hammer throws it, if you don't disjoint it, it's going to hit.
Wretched Hag almost falling to that Chipper mid as HP was dropping low, but oh, we see a regen rune pickup right now. We might see Wretched Hag coming for a try to kill this Chipper. Chipper isn't backing. Chipper's at reasonably low HP. He healed up though, so I don't think we're going to see Wretched Hag do anything that rational. But Chipper is still winning the fight in middle right now as we speak. Gold per minute going to the Chipper as well. And top lane, Pyro's getting a little ahead of himself again. He did get stunned down, and we do see Glacius going down. Magma's trying to block, but Glacius is going to go down. Magnus is going to be the only one that gets away, and the Infernal Cry's tri-lane is just taking a toll on the Legion team.
Yeah, and it's bad to see that too, because you could tell by the choices they made that they chose this tri-lane purposely to try to counter their tri-lane, and so far they're being unsuccessful.
I think the only thing that's really going for this Legion team right now is they do have the upper hand on middle. 300 gold per minute is the 290 something for Chipper. He's still in the top gold per minute. He's still doing a great job middle. Bottom lane does look fairly even right now. It is Flint taking on a Bubbles, and I mean, it's got to be hard for Bubbles to go up against Flint with such huge range. Counter ward's already being dropped, by the way, up at top rune, so lgtt is just spot on with their counter warding. They're known for very good counter warding and wardings.
Yeah, I think they really need to do some work in this tri-lane. A lot of their stronger heroes, as far as team fights and ganking goes, are all up in this tri-lane.
You know, I mean, lgtt's not even playing that aggressive if you really look at it. They wait for, you know, the other team to make a mistake. But here we are. We're going to see some aggressiveness coming on right now as Hammerstorm got initiated on by Magnus, but not before getting the hammer off. Pyro turning around a wee bit too late with that stun, but he was puppet held by Puppet Master. Or not puppet showed by Puppet Master. And we do see a health pot coming off by that. But oh, Hammerstorm does not get away. His team did not follow up. They did back as both were low. I don't think Puppet had anything else he could do. Things were on cooldown. and Andrew just didn't have enough mana. I think Hammerstorm should have backed. I think he got a little too greedy there, maybe too much in the heat of the moment.
I agree. He was way too enthusiastic. We do see one thing. Hag is dominating those rune spawns. By the way, she got that lucky regen rune, and now she does have her bottle, and she's picking up the double damage rune.
Yeah, she's doing a great job on keeping the runes away from Chipper, which is superb because Chipper, his rockets can get very mana intensive, and that's how Chipper's going to put out this beastly amount of damage. And look at Bubbles taking a flare to the face right there, and he is almost completely dead. I mean, Flint can put out a whopping amount of damage to this Bubbles, so Bubbles needs to be very careful, especially since Flint is level 7 and can ult. We are seeing a gathering up in here of middle too, sorry. Hammerstorm looked like he was going to come in for a stun, but no, actually he's going bottom.
The only problem with with Hammerstorm's ultimate is that it has a long cast time. It's very easy, very easy to take cover against his ultimate.
Hammer's ultimate?
Or even just Shell Surf just join.
Are you talking about Flint's ultimate? Because you said Hammer.
Yes, the money shot. It's very easy for Bubbles to dodge it.
Either I'm high and I just misheard that. I'm sorry. Anyway, so yes, definitely Flint's ult can be disjointed really easy by Bubbles. We are seeing Magnus though. He's going to get Orid out into the woods right now, so they do have sight on him. They do know that he is there. Looks like the tri-lane's coming back together for the Hellborn team. Hammerstorm out of position though. This could be the end of him. Hammerstorm getting a chain stun right now. A freeze. No! Oh, good save right there by Andrew. Andrew's lucky stun. Not very lucky, but it was just lucky that it came in that amount of time is what saved Hammerstorm right there. So Andrew better get some praise right there from Trickster, who is playing Hammerstorm, because that is the sole reason why Trickster is alive.
Seems like Glacius was a little bit out of place there. I don't really see why he ran farther towards the Hellborn lane.
Yeah. He didn't even need to, like you said, get close, but he could have also dropped to slow. I didn't see the slow come out. He looked like he ran forward and he was waiting so he didn't chain stuns, you know? But I think he should have just dealt the damage.
I think he should just auto-attack and save the slow for the getaway.
Either way, that was a wee bit of a bad initiation or a way to come about trying to gank that Hammerstorm, and that was a great save by Andros. So good plays right there. 5-1 right now in the hero kills in favor of the Hellborn team. Looks like there's not a big gold or experience difference right now. Gold per minute still looks like to be in the favor of Chipper, yes, but just barely, as Puppet has picked up on gold per minute, and Flint is the leader in gold per minute. So Legion's still having the upper hand on the gold per minute right now, and Bubbles looks like he's having a tough time at bottom lane, as Flint is just free farming right now. Looks like Bubbles is going to come up top and maybe try and gank this tri-lane a little bit more.
Well, you say Legion might have a little bit of an upper hand on gold per minute, but it's a lot more evenly distributed on the Hellborn team.
We have a Puppet Show being tossed out on this Magnus, and a big old whiplash to the face right there. Looks like Pyro's going to toss out a stun, missing both heroes though. Here comes Chipper. Chipper tossing out rockets. Oh man, Andrew, get away. Bubbles coming in here too with this ultimate craziness being dropped. Glacius is going to go down. Magnus looks like he's going to go down. A Puppet being tossed out. Puppet's ultimate, but not doing much. Puppet hold going down again. Chipper trying to bottle, tossing out rockets. It's not going to help. Oh man, what a great ultimate right there by Wretched Hag. Bubbles out of place though. Shell surfed in. He dodges the tower bolt, but he doesn't get away. The tower gets him again. What a great try though by Bubbles. I think Bubbles got way too carried away. He should have backed off. There was no reason for him to try and go for that kill.
I think it was one death for at least 2 kills, and they also got Pyro low enough that he has to run all the way back to base. We saw all 5 players on the Hellborn team up there. Oh, so that was 3 kills then.
Pyro did die. Yeah, Pyro died. I'll go ahead and scroll up here. It looks like yeah, Pyro died. So did Footlong and Multipass. They got Glacius, Magnus, and Pyro. The only one that got away was Chipper. Puppet picking up some great gold, by the way, off that too, as we'll go ahead and go into items. And Puppet looks like he's well on his way to his Whispering Helm, which is what he's going to go for. You know, we see others with just very minimal support items right now. Wretched's got her boots, so you know, so does Bubbles. So there are some decent items being already in place on the Hellborn team. So as we do see a Flint gank at bottom, we might be seeing some kind of a duo here from Wretched Hag and Bubbles to gank this Flint Beastwood web, which they need to do. They need to kind of get Flint dead. And you know, send him back to the well and get some time of him not free farming bottom.
Guess I want to kind of point out that Andro does actually already have her boots. That's usually a little bit unseen that the ward bitch already has boots by only 10 minutes in. Usually she only the ward bitch only has like some wards, a TP, and power supply.
I mean, I guess it's a good pickup. Andrew does need that extra movement speed to, you know, get the stuns laid down, but definitely very rare. So she must be doing a good job, as we do see. You know, she is getting a lot of assist gold, as it is 8-2 in Hellborn's favor, according to Hero Kills. So.
Yeah, she's 1-0-6, so she's probably picking up a pretty good bit of gold. Well, yeah, the Legion team, they're realizing they're losing that tri-lane. I think they're going to try to, you know, put their efforts into other areas of the map.
I mean, they definitely did do not a very good job on that tri-lane. They, you know, like you said, it was the sole purpose to counter the other team's tri-lane. But we are going to see some aggressiveness coming right here on this Chipper. Chipper, not, oh my god, Chipper just melted. I didn't even see how much HP he had, but he melted. A money shot coming up on the Hammer Storm, but it is not going to kill him. What a great power supply.
7 health. 7 health.
What a crazy power supply save. But Chipper melted. He went from start to finish on HP. I believe Wretched even ulted on that. They went for Chipper, they got Chipper, so... Chipper,
yeah, if you were watching, two people, they were using Chipper as bait, and there were 2 people waiting to help defend Chipper, and he still just died too fast.
Oh yeah. Flint Beastwood, though, getting a lot on this gold. Flint Beastwood at looks like 303 right now. He is top still in gold per minute, and he's doing a decent job on his farm. He is the highest level in the game at the moment. But Puppet Master not far behind, as we do see Puppet with the Whispering Helm right now. So Puppet definitely doing a good job on his farm as well.
Yeah, Whispering Helm is such a fantastic item. It's, you know, plus damage, plus armor, plus lifesteal, and you can pick up a creep to stack ancients with.
Oh, most definitely. And I mean, it seems like all we're seeing is range carries for most of these competitive games. I mean, Puppet and Flint seem to be 2 very typical carries that you see now. I mean, that's what you normally see. I mean, are we going to see any change to that in later, or is this how the metagame is going to stay for quite some time?
Well, it kind of depends on what the team wants to do. The reason Legion couldn't go melee carry was because of their lineup. They picked a counter tri-lane, and so they have to put someone solo. And the only melee carry you could put in a solo lane is Madman, and he takes a fair amount of skill to be able to solo, especially against a hero like Bubbles, who, if Madman gets in a wrong situation, Bubbles can just kill him anyway, despite the invisibility.
A gank trying to go, by the way, on Wretched Hag at bottom, but it did not work. Wretched just blinked away, so that gank gets foiled. We are going to see a gank attempt here on this Pyromancer, who has no idea what Hammerstorm is doing in the woods right below. Hammerstorm going back and forth, not sure if he's going to initiate, and now he's going to go. Here comes the Hammer. Galvanize should be popped out. No Galvanized though. Wow, what a big smack in the face right there. From the ultimate. Chipper coming in and tossing out some rockets, not going to hit anybody. And a good pickup right there. They're keeping that Pyromancer pretty suppressed, as we do see the level differences right now between the Hellborn and the Legion team. Is that the Hellborn team has quite a few high-level heroes compared to the Legion team, who still has Glacius at level 3.
Yeah, Glacius at level 3. Pyromancer doesn't have his ultimate yet, which is extremely unfortunate. The same could be said with Magmus. He really needs his ultimate too, so he can help in these team fights.
Magmus will be a great change. I think he'd be a little bit of a turn in this game once he gets a port key and his ultimate, because Magmus does have some great initiation with his ult, and it does pack a powerful punch, and it does do a lot of damage. So once he does get that port key and his ultimate, things should get a little more balanced, I should say.
Well, all four of their int hero are I guess Magnus is an int, but you play him like an int hero. But all four of their heroes, except for Flint, are actually really effective with portal keys.
Yes, indeed. Both teams actually. I believe the Legion team having quite a squishy team if you really look at it. Magnus isn't that beefy of a strength hero, and of course Flint isn't one of the beefiest carries, in the game, as everybody knows. That's why you have to play him kind of very cautiously, get him, some HP items and stuff like that. But definitely, I think that Hellborn has a little bit of an upper side with like tankiness of heroes.
Oh, we see Puppet's already picked up his Steam staff, so he's well on his way to getting Assassin's Shroud.
Oh yeah, that seems to be very typical Puppet Master items. Nothing too, crazy awkward there. So,
Oh
I mean,
man,
it's pretty
Whiplash
obvious.
plus A Shroud plus Puppet.
Oh yeah, most definitely. And we're gonna see an ultimate being tossed out right there by Bubbles. Bubbles going down so hard right there. Bubbles is gonna get away though. And it does look like that gank attempt on Chipper gets foiled right there. I'm not sure exactly what the Hellborn team was shooting for, especially with the Bubbles all being dropped down. But Bubbles almost getting desecrated by rockets in that Chipper.
Yeah, all Chipper had to do was hit one more rocket, and that would have been Bubbles.
Yeah, he kind of shot that rocket off quick because Chipper wanted to get away from the other members of the Hellborn team, but in the same sense, he wanted to also try and get the kill on Bubbles. So. Puppet Master is doing a phenomenal job though. I mean, as you pointed out, still with that farming, he's getting really close to that, that Assassin Shroud.
And look at this top tower. It's going to be going down very soon. It's
Yeah,
not quite deny range. Oh, Puppet almost put it in deny range. That could have been an iffy choice.
Puppet has 1,800 gold saved up as well too, so he's very, very close to the A Shroud. He only needs, I believe, 700 more gold, and there is a huge creep stack right there if you look in the creep point spot. They have kept these creeps stacked very well, and we do see a kill being dropped there on Wretched Hag is going to go down. I'm not sure exactly what happened. I did miss that one, but I'm sure it had something to do with some stuns and an ult by Pyromancer. Look at this wave of wards too. I want to point this out. If you look at if you looked at all of these wards right here from Inzanami, from lgtt,
yeah,
he's
around
doing
the middle lane. We see Hammerstorm diving to get that Legion Tower kill.
Wow. Oh man, he almost got away right there. A great flare, but he also had a great stun. Right there, he almost got away. So big props to Hammerstorm, who almost got away right there. We're going to see a regenerate being picked up at the bottom. And I want to see Andro getting into the works here too. The swap to stun, she plays a great role in support. We haven't seen a full-fledged team fight yet. Towers are being denied. Towers are going down. It looks like 2 tower difference. There's an 8,300 gold difference too, and a 4,800
3 tower difference.
Oh, 3 tower difference. Excuse me. One of the towers being denied. So definitely, with resources and gold and experience, it's all in the Hellborn's favor, as well as hero kills. But it's never over. It comes down to team fights too. And right now, I still believe the Hellborn team has the upper hand in team fights, but that can all change. I just want to know what Glacius is doing. I think he's snoozing. He is still level 3.
Yeah, he needs to get a few levels. It's really nice for him to get his Chilling Presence up to level 4. It helps heroes that are very mana intensive, very spam heavy, like Chipper and Pyromancer.
Yeah. Well, why don't we, since we have some excessive downtime, there is gold everywhere, why don't we just go ahead and go through items real quick and see what people have, maybe see what people are going to go for. Let's go ahead and start with the Hellborn team, and I'll let you get to the Legion team. We do see a tablet of command right here on Bubbles. And excuse me, Bubbles is going to get initiated on right now, or excuse me, Hammerstorm get initiated on. He's going to toss out a stun though right there. Wretched Hag missing the ult, and a quick stun swap right there, or swap to a stun that was down though by Andro. So definitely a great swap right there. Shell dodging right there on that rocket, and Bubbles is going to get away. Actually, Bubbles shell surfed right into the other opposing team's members, and he's gonna die. So right now it is a 1-for-1. That rocket did hit Wretched. Oh, Wretched is running, but Wretched is gonna get away. Here comes Puppet Master though, and he is shrouded up. He does have Whiplash. Okay, so we're done.
It would have been very unfortunate for him if they could have reacted to that. If he would have actually went up the ramp, they have a Ward of Revelation there, and they would have definitely saw. Oh, but he's picking up these double-stacked Ancients.
Yeah.
Man, his farm is getting crazy.
That was a very interesting team fight, I have to say. It wasn't so much as a team fight, but Bubbles shell dodged, but shell surfed right into the other team. Like he shell surfed like right behind two of them into two more. It's kind of funny to watch. Anyway, let's go ahead and take it back to items. Bubbles does have a tablet of command and a ring of the teacher. So, you know, he's got some considerably great support items, as Bubbles does, you know, usually support. And Wretched Hag well on her way to Nullstone, it looks like, as she did pick up Blessed Orb, excuse me.
Maybe Sheepstick.
Hammerstorm, could be Sheepstick, but I think more or less it's going to be Nullstone if you see the list of alts and stuns that they have. Hammerstorm going for a Shrunken Head, as we can tell. He does have the Mighty Blade. He's got Mystic Vestments for that magic damage reduction. Boots and wards, of course, on Andrew, who has not picked up very many luxury items and probably won't. And this Puppet Master, who is well on his way, I believe he's going straight for a Shrunken Head. He already has Whispering, already has Shroud. This Puppet's farm is going great. What are we seeing?
Man, I'd love to see him go Shieldbreaker instead. That'd be really funny.
Yeah, I'd like to see him go Shieldbreaker too, but you know, he's probably gonna go Shrunken Head. It's typical. Flint Beastwood actually is gonna get initiated right here. A good shell dodge right there by Bubbles, avoiding any of the immediate damage that the other team was planning on taking on him. Look at those two heroes almost going down. Oh, both of them are gonna go down. Did you see that ult by Wretched Hag? He completely destroyed Glacius with that one ult. And he killed the Flint Beastwood, excuse me, sorry, with the tick damage, and a great swap out right there by Andrew. I know I'm a little slow, like I said, I'm kind of doped up. A quick hat trick pickup right there. He's not done yet though. Here comes Dirties. Oh man, is Pyro gonna get away? Pyro with a great, but he turned around, and that's the end of Pyro right there.
If you were watching Glacius and Flint Beastwood, you saw Glacius turned and deny Flint Beastwood and then canceled it for some reason. I think maybe by accident, and then they both died. It was kind of funny to watch. Glacius was going to mercy kill him, and then decided against.
Oh man, did you see how fast Glacius' HP dropped? I believe that the last little outstretch of Wretched Hag's ult, which of course the farther away the ult hits you, the more damage it does. It smacked Glacius clear in the face and just demolished him. Took all of his HP away, and Glacius is still level 4. We are 24 minutes in. I mean, Glacius is just not pulling enough weight on his team. He is a support here. He is ward bitching, of course, but he is so low of a level that he's not very viable in these team fights or even in this game at the moment.
Yeah, and Hag's ultimate almost kills him, just outright kills him.
Yeah. I'm sorry. Anyway, let's go ahead and get back into this game. Getting a lot of whispers for some reason.
Say that Sonar Scream almost outright kills him. A Sonar Scream and a few auto attacks, and that's Glacius.
Most definitely, Glacius doesn't have very high magic armor at all. I mean, he still has the typical 24.8%, and that's not going to save him from the full proj of Wretched Hag, like you said, attacks and auto attacks. So, 15-6 right now. Hero kills in favor, of course, of the Hellborn team. There's a 12,000 gold difference and an 8,000 experience difference. 3 tower difference. So the Hellborn team's still way ahead right now on the resources. They are taking it to them, and this is good. This is a really good matchup. I know Team Liquid did beat them in the regular season, but this is.
Oh, it's a very strong win too.
I mean, this is definitely a turn of events, because I believe in the regular match that they did play against each other. Team Liquid had a big lead on the on the beginning of the game, and they took it throughout the entire play. So, oh, anyway, Legion items. What I know we were about to go into them, and then we kind of got sidetracked with that big team fight at bottom. So, what does the Legion have going for them?
Yeah, Flint's been sporting a shiny firebrand for quite a while. It looks like he's going to pick up a frostburn. Interesting enough, he picked up a ring of the teacher. I guess he actually is spamming his flare a lot, and it's pretty mana intensive, so he picked that up. Pyromancer's behind. I know with Pyromancer you usually want to go portal key first, but it looks like he's just picked up some stats to try to avoid those quick deaths because of all the nuke damage that the Hellborn team can put out. Poor Glacius, all he has is a minor totem and a few consumable items. He doesn't even have a... we can definitely see that lgtt is winning the Ward War at the moment if you look at the map. And lgtt picks up a Kongor kill with Puppet Master with that double damage. That's only going to increase the pain that this Legion team is feeling. Chipper does have his level 1 spell shards. That's good to see, and he's got some dust just in case for Puppet Master. And Magnus has his boots. So we're not really seeing even a lot of core items on the Legion team right now. They're in really bad shape. They pretty much have Flint Beastwood, and that's it.
Yeah, this Puppet Master is level 16 compared to a level 8 and a level 4. I believe Puppet Master could Assassin Shroud one shot this Glacius right now. We are going to see Initiation going out. Chipper is going to get taken down by a wave from Bubbles, and Bubbles' ult, and Wretched Hag gets his ult out, but he does die. Andromeda goes down. Hammerstorm is running away. Puppet Master is still standing, and that was just a wave of damage coming out from the Hellborn team. They pretty much decimated those 3 heroes within seconds. I'm surprised Glacius is even standing right now. I don't even think anybody focused.
I'm surprised that teamfight was very, very even. There were 3 deaths on each side, and the tower is still up. So Puppet Master did lose his token very quickly.
Oh, Puppet Master did lose it. Okay, wow. Okay, so Puppet went down, but he did come back up.
I have to give kudos to the Legion team. They held it together and did a great job.
Yeah, they still do have quite a few stuns, and I don't think the way that the Hellborn team initiated was a very effective way. As you see that they Tablet of Command and Hammerstorm kind of in there, and then Bubbles came in from the side, and they kind of tower dove. I think maybe they got a little too big for their britches and thought that they could pretty much, completely stomp them right there and get a rack. So Hellborn
Puppet has his shrunken head now.
He does have that shrunken head, but I still think the Hellborn team, as beefy as they are, as more gold, more everything that they have, they still need to be very careful in the way that they initiate these team fights, because they could have lost it right there. I mean, it was, like you said, pretty even in the end.
Yeah, if Puppet goes down, they lose a pretty decent amount of their damage output. It's really their only consistent damage. They have to wait for cooldowns. Bubbles has fairly long cooldowns. Hag, on the other hand, her Sonar Scream is pretty short cooldown. But definitely their damage dealer is Puppet Master.
Yeah, and with this excessive downtime, I'm going to go ahead and just kind of explain. Actually, before that, I think we're going to see a gank on this game pretty sweet. Here comes a hammer being tossed out, ult being popped out, galvanized TP's coming in though to defend, and the DPs do come in. We are going to see some defense. Hammerstorm almost running right into those rockets. I heard a port key, not sure by who. Okay, it was by Bubbles. Bubbles has a nice port key right here. Coming in with some strong initiation. 2 are going to die on this Legion side. See a vote you can see by the Legion. GG, well played. And are we going to see a concede here? We just might. A swap right there from Andro, and there's the concede. Anyway, before we do leave and before we do go for final recap, I wanted to explain kind of the Alienware Arena. We are in round 1. Most HoN teams do like to play their games, which is on the deadline. Tonight was the deadline for all of the matches. So most of the time, the majority of the games e-rev will be doing will be on the last day of that teams have to play. But we should be seeing an increase, as I mean we would have had casts on the 5th and the 6th. Like I said, I had the surgery. So next week, be on the lookout for a wave of casts coming from the Alienware Arena. As this one was not one of them. This is from the CEVO playoffs, but still very important, as CEVO and the Alienware Arena are both going on at the same time. So any final words on this match?
It was nice to see one of my favorite teams get revenge on Team Liquid. Team Liquid really did show them up last game, and in the playoffs, LagTT came back and showed that they're going to continue learning, continue getting better at this game. And we are going to see LagTT in Alienware Arena tonight, right? Along with EG and some other teams.
Yeah, their Alienware Arena match is next against That's What She Said. And then right after that, I believe there's a bit of a break, and then there's a very late night match between EG and the Next Level Gaming. So we will see EG, Yoda will be there, Sibuska, Fuji Apples, the whole works, and maybe a surprise appearance by guess who? SKB Diz. We'll go into more of that in the next game though, so look forward to that if you're watching our chain of streams. So if you don't have anything else to say, Wet, I think I'm ready to bounce out. This was a great game.
Ready to sign off.
Alrighty, so live here from e-rev TV. I am Big Mac, C is Wet the System, and tune in for our next game coming up very shortly.